So this tiny little flower is Venus looking glass. It's one of the bellflowers or campanellas. It's a beautiful little tiny annual, so it only lives 1 year. And again, it's small. Here's my hand next to it. This is typical size. I think get a little bit taller. And it's a plant that doesn't stand a lot of competition, so you'll see it usually in little places where there's not a lot of tall stuff growing near it. A great little pretty plant though stands out because in the short areas, of course, it has this flash of color. Long bloom period, it can bloom almost all summer. But but again, it only lives 1 year, and that is a problem for an annual, because what if, even if you have very attractive little flowers like this little guy has, and even if you're one of the taller ones, like here's a kind of tall one anyways, what happens if no pollinator bothers to visit you? Well, this thing hedges its bets. So while it has tall flowers that open up on the top, on the bottom, it'll produce what they're called cleistogamous, or closed marriage flowers. Those things self-pollinate, and that is something that ensures that it gets some kind of pollination, even though, of course, ideally, what it would want would be to cross-pollinate with something else. Inbreeding is not what it wants, but if it's going to die in 1 year, it has to produce something. So that's how it ensures it goes through. So it's an annual. Again, I told you it's in the bellflowers. The name Venus looking glass comes from the idea that the European looking glasses, their seeds are so shiny that they look like a little mirror, a looking glass. Now these guys, as you can tell, they're so small, and the wind is usually what disperses their seeds. You can tell how small these things are. But again, supposedly they're so shiny that, again, it would be like a mirror. So Venus looking glass, I think the genus is Triodonus, a beautiful, beautiful little annual of edges and low growing places where it doesn't get a lot of competition. Neat little plant.